What's going on, everybody? Here we are, another week at the Home Theater Hobbyist, and this week we have a comparison between the RSL Speedwoofer 10s and the Monoprice Monolith 10-inch powered subwoofer. So let's get to it. I recently reviewed the RSL Speedwoofer 10s and the Monoprice Monolith 10-inch powered subwoofer. They're both 10-inch subwoofers under $500, so I decided I wanted to compare them to give you guys an idea of which one is better for what type of listening environment or listening that you do. So let's get to that. So let's start with a little bit of background. The RSL Speedwoofer 10s is a 10-inch powered subwoofer. The amplifier outputs 350 watts of power RMS. It has a frequency response from 24 Hz to 200 Hz. It weighs about 40 pounds and its dimensions are 16 inches tall by 15 inches wide by 16 3/4 of an inch deep. Along the rear of the RSL Speedwoofer 10s, you have all of the adjustments that you're accustomed to, including crossover, phase, level, power, and speaker connections. They also highlight which settings are best for home theater. The 10s features RSL's compression guide technology, which is supposed to reduce cabinet resonance. And for an additional $50, you get a wireless adapter which allows you to place the subwoofer anywhere you want within your room within about 35 feet. Moving on to the Monoprice Monolith, it is also a 10-inch driver that features a Class D amplifier with 500 watts of power RMS and 900 watts of power peak. It has a frequency response of 18 Hz to 200 Hz in extended EQ mode and 20 Hz to 200 Hz in THX EQ mode. It weighs about 73 pounds and it has dimensions of just under 19 inches tall, 15 inches wide, and just under 20 inches deep. The Monolith 10-inch is also THX Select certified. Along the rear of the Monoprice Monolith, you have all the adjustments that you're accustomed to: crossover, phase, level, power, and speaker connections. You also have an EQ mode that either puts it in THX reference mode or extended EQ. With extended EQ, you get more output with a little bit greater distortion. Now, both of these subwoofers are ported, but the Monolith gives you the ability to plug the port with the included port plug. Moving on to design, the RSL Speedwoofer is almost cube-like in its dimensions. It looks like a box, a black box, and it looks okay, but it's not the best design in the world. While I believe that the Monoprice Monolith's design is much, much better. I like the way it looks with the black ash finish and the chamfered edges. It really just looks good. Also, it is built like a tank. I mean, that thing is solid, guys. It is a solid subwoofer. One of the major differences between the two is their port design. The Speedwoofer 10s has a flat rectangular port at the bottom of the box that makes the overall box a lot shorter and therefore a little bit less obtrusive in a room. It's a lot smaller box. Whereas the Monolith Monoprice has a circular port in the center of the box just under the woofer, and that makes it a lot taller and just a lot bigger. So if you're thinking about room design and you don't want a big sub, you may want to sort of lean towards the RSL Speedwoofer 10s. Now let's actually talk about sound. How do they sound? Between the two, they're very, very different. The Speedwoofer 10s is really, really potent and packs a real good punch in that mid-bass regime. So I would say it's actually more towards the music end of things. It is really, really fun. I had a lot of fun just listening to the Speedwoofer 10s. I don't think I've had that much fun listening to a subwoofer as I did with the Speedwoofer 10s, because it was kind of exciting to hear what was going to come next in tracks that I've heard, I don't know, 100 times, 1,000 times, a whole lot of times. And it was just fun to find out what was happening next. And the same happened with movies. When an explosion happened, it happened in a fun way. And that's kind of hard to kind of put in words, like, how's it fun? But it was really, really fun. Now, it wasn't as deep as, let's say, the Monolith 10, but it was a lot of fun. Now, moving on to the Monolith 10, the Monolith 10 is, for lack of a better word, it's business. And I say that because when I think about it, I think about the like your favorite athlete coming to a game dressed impeccably in a $5,000 suit, just ready, gonna get the business handled and do their job. That's kind of how I think of the Monolith 10-inch. It is all business. It's built like a tank. I mean, it plays deep and it plays well, guys. It doesn't have as good mid bass as the RSL Speedwoofer 10s, but man, it plays deep and well. I really enjoyed the depth of the Monolith Monoprice. It was just fun. I don't know what else to say. It was also fun, but fun in a different way. It was definitely more business, I should say, than the RSL Speedwoofer 10s. So which one should you buy? Honestly, if you listen to more music, I'd probably get the RSL Speedwoofer 10s, and if you're worried about size. But if you want something that plays deep and is built like a tank, it's gonna last for probably ever, get the Monoprice Monolith 10-inch. It is a really good sub. And like I said, they're both different. They're both 10 inches, but they are a little bit different, and they're separated by about $100. But overall, they're both really good subs, but they are different in certain key ways. One is for music, that's the Speedwoofer 10s, and the other is, I would say, more for home theater and movies. That's the Monoprice Monolith. Thank you guys for watching. Please continue to like, subscribe, comment, and support us on Patreon. Also, if you see an Amazon link at the bottom of our video in the description section, click on it and do your shopping, because that helps support us. We'll talk to you next time.